Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to be talking about some of the top reasons why you should start following your gut more. So I know that you've heard people say that you should follow your heart and do what your soul is calling you to do, but how do we know when it's our gut and our soul that's speaking to us versus our head? So those are some of the things that we're going to talk about in this video. Okay, so the first thing that I wanted to talk about was if you ever feel like something in here is battling something up here, then always follow what's going on in your gut. Your brain is always going to try to protect you from getting hurt or making mistakes, but your gut will always lead you to where you need to be. So it's being led by your emotion, your feeling, versus being led by what your thoughts are saying. So for me, whenever I feel conflicted about something, I always try to listen to what my gut is saying versus what my head is telling me to do. Because every single time I've chosen to follow my gut, I have ended up somewhere that has made me truly happy versus the times that I followed my head and ended up feeling regret or even bummed that I felt like I was missing out on something. So when you feel that conflict between your head and your gut, always follow your gut. And the more that you do this, the more that you practice it, the easier it's going to get, and the more you're going to start being able to hear what your gut is telling you to do versus what your head is telling you to do. So the other thing is that your gut is your own voice, and what your head is telling you to do more times than not is everyone else's voice. So whenever you feel like your gut is telling you to do something or leading you somewhere, that is your most true, honest, authentic self trying to guide you to where you need to go versus everything that is going on in your head and everyone else's voices that you're allowing to cloud your true feeling. And a lot of times we allow all of those voices from loved ones and friends and well-meaning ones, but we allow their voices to cloud what our inner voice is trying to tell us, and we end up making the wrong choice for us. It may be something that is the right choice for them, but that doesn't necessarily mean that it's the right choice for you. So that is another reason why you should always listen to your gut versus what your head is telling you to do. The other thing I love about listening to my gut is that your gut will always force you to confront your fears. Pushing past your fears is going to allow growth to happen in your life, which cannot happen as long as you are staying in your comfort zone. Your head will more times than not try to keep you in your comfort zone because again, your head, your brain tries to keep you safe. But the more that you listen to your gut, the more you push yourself out of your comfort zone, the more you grow and the more beautiful your life becomes. Now, when it comes to setting goals, a lot of the time we operate out of here, right? What is the best thing that we should do right now? What should we be focusing on? What are some good goals? What sounds right? More times than not, when we set our goals for things that we want to accomplish, we are working solely off of this. But the best goals are the ones that are set by your gut. And here's how the two can actually work together to create a life that you love. So when you allow your gut to set your goals, once you have those goals set, the next thing that you can do is plan out how you're going to go about accomplishing these goals. Now, what happens once you have that plan in place, your brain gets on board with your gut because your brain likes plans. It likes to know what's coming next and where you're going to go. So the best goals, the best way to set goals for yourself is to listen to your gut, follow what your gut is telling you to do, focus on those goals, map out a plan on how you're going to accomplish it, and then your brain's going to go, okay, I know where to go. I know what's happening. I'm on board with this. So when you're setting your goals, think about what feels good in your soul, what feels good in your gut, and not just what sounds like the right thing to follow. Another thing is when you start living your life based off of what your gut is telling you to do and where it's leading you and guiding you, you are going to start to experience so much more freedom in your life. That next $1 million idea could be yours. There are a lot of people that I know that have brilliant ideas, but their head usually holds them back from following through on them because it starts telling you about all the reasons why this might not work, all of the hardships you're going to go to or you're going to go through, all of the roadblocks that you're going to face. And then your brain starts going, okay, this is all too much. You're going to go through too much. You're going to fail. And it tries to protect you by keeping you where you are. Then let's say 5 years down the road, someone else comes out with this brilliant idea, makes $1 million off of it. And you're like, hey, that was my idea. I thought of that first. But you actually have no right to be upset when someone becomes successful off of an idea that was yours, because you didn't do anything about it. You didn't follow through on it. And this is where it is so important to listen to your gut, because your gut is trying to lead you down a path of freedom, whereas your head will always try to keep you safe and protected in your comfort zone. The other thing that I have found about listening to your gut is it really starts to introduce you to some character defining moments. So when your gut is trying to lead you somewhere, that's kind of that moment where you're going to take the action, follow through on it, and grow, or you're going to allow yourself to stay where you are and, again, like I said, just stay in that comfort zone and not grow at all. You're going to stay in that same place. So if you're tired of repeating the same year after year after year, start following your gut and start following the guidance and the places that it's trying to lead you to. So I want you guys to start practicing turning up the volume of what your gut is telling you to do and turning down the volume of what your head is telling you to do. And my last and final reason why I think it is so important to listen to your gut versus your head is because your gut gets you in touch with feelings that we have been taught to ignore. So growing up, there are a lot of things that we may have wanted to do or dreamt about doing, and somewhere along the line, someone came into our life and said, you can't do that. You're never going to do that. It's never going to happen. It's not possible. And little by little, we started shutting out that voice of inspiration that was telling us this is what we really want, and we started listening to all of the other people's voices that were telling us you can't do this, you should just do this instead. So when you start to listen to that voice in your gut, you actually start to get back in touch with your own true authentic feelings, and only in that way will you start to live the life that you love. Alright guys, so that is it for this video. I hope that you enjoyed it. If you did, be sure to subscribe to the channel for more videos like this, and I will see you guys in the next video.